Hey, you know who it is. It's Zeus Cruz of Olympian Multimedia giving you another segment, another episode of A Word with the World. And as you can see, we're live in studio today, and we got a special guest. He's a feature author. Shout out to Rebecca Bohm of Blue Jade Press. He's a feature author of Blue Jade Press. And we have a copy of his book right here. Take a gander at that. Look at the artwork on that. It's called Lampshades for Mothmen. Very introspective poetry and thoughts created by this man right here to my left. So please, as I introduce him to the show, it's Mr. Frederick Chamberlain. What's going on, Frederick?
Hey, how are you guys doing? So happy to be here. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in the studio. I know you had to travel a little bit of ways, so I appreciate you being able to get here.
About an hour.
Hey, not bad, you know. But it's great to be with like-minded people. We're gonna get to chop it up a little bit. You being an author, I'm being an author, poet to poet. Get to talk about this amazing book that you put out.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And yeah, just kind of get some insights from you. I hope you don't mind. We're going to be picking your brain a little bit.
Please, pick away.
But we definitely want the viewers out there to get a great understanding of you, not only as the author, but as a person. Because I know you inject a lot of yourself into your books. So let's get right to it, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, Frederick, I found your work really fascinating because you took such a metaphoric approach to your writing. And I definitely resonated with your poetry and the style in which you wrote, which was freeform. So, what is it about writing in that particular format that allow you to dictate your thoughts and feelings?
Honestly, I took it as I don't want to write poetry in a traditional sense. I want to just speak my thoughts onto paper.
Okay.
So that's basically how I took it. You know, it was kind of like just a thought process. And I went with it.
Sounds good. And I'm the same way too when it comes to my writing as well. I feel like you have to put a piece of yourself in your writing.
Totally.
Because most people who read your books don't know you personally. So you kind of, depending on the type of writing, I know it's probably hard if you're a novelist, you're creating like this whole world building and you're developing all these different characters. But in some way, shape, or form, you could probably agree, you got to put a little bit of yourself so that the reader understands who you are as an author. And maybe they'd be more inclined to be more into your book and get an understanding of your book.
Honestly, if I could be honest with you, the book was only, the writing was only for me personally.
Okay.
So I wasn't writing to a reader, or I wasn't writing to convey to another person. Okay. These were just expressions that I wrote to myself.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm the same way as well. I mean, I think a lot of people tend to start writing because they want people to like their writing and like their book. And then the message kind of gets lost in the translation a little bit, right? They're not really sticking to like their game plan or what their focus should be within their writing because they're just trying to appease the people, right? And not staying true to themselves. That's something I didn't notice with your book. It seemed like you were true to yourself, very transparent, metaphoric way, but still you can appreciate the honesty.
Well, funny thing is, my writing wasn't tailored to an audience. I wrote in a Facebook group, and I kind of just wrote just to just get stuff off my chest or have some thought experiments on paper, just to kind of do it as a hobby.
Okay.
One of my students actually saw me writing, and she asked me what it was going on. I said, this is something that I do as a hobby, and she asked me if I could read it some, and I let her, and she's the one who said, you should get this out there. So the book, like, it was never supposed to be this. It was always supposed to just be a private thing between me and the Facebook group.
Okay. But look what it turned out to be.
I'm super proud of it. I didn't even think it was even possible. When Miss Bonham sent me the contract, I was just blown away by just the whole thing of it, because this thing should have never even been, and now it is. And I'm super proud of it. I am super proud of all the work everybody's done. I'm super proud of the illustrations, William Jackson. I can't be any happier. I'm super impressed by everybody's involvement.
This is what you call a happy accident. This is a guy that just wanted to keep his writing to himself, just trying to get your thoughts on paper, and look how it just turned out, man.
Yeah.
Now you're a published author.
I'm blown away. I'm super humbled by the whole thing, and I do get kind of carried away though. I always say, like, hey, in this room, how many of you guys are published authors?
There you go. I mean, you got to toot your own horn a little bit, man. You gotta not that you want to brag or anything, but it's definitely an accomplishment, man. It feels really good to know, like, with me, I could check it off my bucket list. Like, I'm an actual published author.
You can ask Rebecca. I ask her all the time. I say, you have turned down books, right? You just don't just publish everything. Like, it was good enough for you to actually, and she has to, like, assure me, yes. It's fantastic.
Well, we had Rebecca on the show before, and unfortunately, she said that, like, there were certain things she had to turn away. It just wasn't well put together. It wasn't really cohesive. You know what I mean? So it's always a great feeling to know when you're giving it to someone else and they're reading it and they're just like, no, this is good. This is definitely worthy enough to get published. It's always a great feeling, right?
Oh, it was amazing.
So, Frederick, do you gain more inspiration from personal experiences or from what you observe in the world around you when it comes to your writing?
Observe from the world around me.
Okay.
I am a product. I am a microcosm and a macrocosm.
Okay. Nice.
Everything is. The whole world is just inspiration.
Yeah.
Truly, the bad, the good.
Yeah.
The horrible. I've suffered, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So I know joy.
Yeah.
And I've been so happy to where I know sadness. And I can't do that by myself.
Yeah.
It's definitely the world for me.
Definitely. I pull from
history. If you read my book, there's tons of imagery from Greek, Assyrian, all over the place. I pull from everything.
Yeah. And I think that makes for a better book, is that not only did you put your perspective on certain things, but how you view the world through your lenses. Because all of us are different. We don't always look at the same thing the same type of way. So it's nice to hear from or read from somebody else's lenses what they perceive the world to be. And also, too, I like the point that you made about people tend to want to read and they always want happy endings. They want everything always with, like, the sun's coming through the clouds and everything is just so prim and perfect, right? I know with my writings, some people have gave me the feedback and was like, man, some of your stuff is like borderline depressing a little bit, man. Like, it's tough to swallow. Even with my latest book series, they'll read the short stories, they'll get to the end and be like, Zeus, your stories are good, but why is every ending bleak? Like, why? I was hoping the sun was going to come out, everything, the main character was going to work through his issues, and he was going to make it out in the end perfect. And I'm like, well, in reality, the world is not like that, right?
No, not at all. And if you read Wizard of Oz, the original book, it's nothing like the movie.
Yeah.
There is no yellow brick road. You know? It's depressing. There's, like, actual monsters.
Brothers Grimm is another good example. Walt Disney kind of makeshifted to kind of make it family oriented. Yeah. But if you actually read where it came from, totally different. It's on the other end of the spectrum. But I could appreciate that as well. Some people will look at you like, is everything okay at home, man? Are you good? Like, I'm fine. I got a great life. You know what I mean? But I just like to write from a total spectrum. You know,
Somebody's got to, man.
I mean, you have your good moments and you have your bad moments, right?
I think people should do more bad moments.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You need that perspective.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just between me and you, like, life isn't peachy.
It's not. Not at all.
Like,
I mean, you make the best of it.
I try to, at least.
But at the same time, you be naive or a fool to believe that everything that you do in life is just going to go according to plan. Things happen, unfortunately. That's just how life works, right? So, Frederick, talking about your body of work, we've been talking about how vivid, how reflective, the manner in which you write, and how you speak of pain and like this, what I call chaotic synergy, right? That life tends to bestow on us from time to time. And how one could question the true purpose or meaning when regarding life itself. So what kind of message or thoughts you were hoping for readers to kind of get when they read your book?
Well, again, they weren't meant for readers.
Right.
So, but honestly, I get so tired of this this system in which we all live. You know, whether it be religious or whether it be political or whether it be just in general, we live in this structured system, and I want to be out of it. I want to evolve. I don't want to be in this thing no more. I want to ascend. You know, I don't want to be a part of it. I want to be like above it or below it or around it, just not in it at all. And that's like where my headspace was at.
Okay.
I was just so sick of just this like lemming where human beings just experience their lives, and it's just as different as we are the same. And I just kind of like went off of that. I like chaos. I like not having the normal. You know, like just a thought. If I was to be judged, right, by heaven, hell, whatever, you can't judge me because I don't fall in your system. I'm void of that consciousness which breeds that kind of like I'm over here.
Good point.
You know, you can't like threaten something that doesn't abide by your rules. You know?
Good point.
Like if I live outside your rules, then I no longer am a part of that. So all these things that you can possibly do to me, like kill me, incarcerate me, you know, I'm not there because I don't fall in your thing. So if you incarcerate me, well then there's no punishment there because I don't feel like I'm being punished. You're just throwing me in a box at that point because I no longer am in your system. I'm outside of it. If that makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense to me. Probably to a lot of you viewers as well. I'm always about thinking outside the box. I'm all about also too making yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah, of course.
You know, people at the most of the time, again, what we were just talking about, they want all the T's crossed, they want all the I's dotted. They want everything to just be so perfect. And the fact is, you'll never better yourself if you don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. I always feel like the needle is not going to move up on the meter. You're not going to be a better person or get an understanding of yourself if you don't make yourself uncomfortable. Because to me, that really shows the true person in you, is when you're at your most vulnerable and uncomfortable state.
Oh, I find comfort in the uncomfortable all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Definitely. And it's weird because sometimes I have conversations and we'll have something in depth like this. And then once I get my mojo going, Frederick, it's like I could see the mannerisms, the facial expressions of people in the room or the people that I'm talking to, interacting with, and they're just looking like, Yeah, we ain't gonna be messing with Zeus. You know, he on another level right now, and it scares people. But it's like I'm so comfortable in my skin,
Of course.
and this is just the way I think. You know, I look at things at a full spectrum. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
people
either
call
the
me
black
weird all the time.
yeah, it's either the black and white. There's no gray area to me. It's either going to be this and that, and I feel like a lot of people tend to try to squeeze that gray area and try to straddle that fence, and it's just like, or they stick to what they know. They playing it safe. That's why I always say life is a casino. You got to take a gamble on something at some point. You know what
absolutely.
I mean? And it's going to work out sometimes, and sometimes it don't. But if it doesn't, just keep it moving. You know what I mean? I mean, if anything, you could get a learning lesson out of it. You know what I mean? And just apply it, make an application, move on. Hopefully you get better. But I'm all about like being uncomfortable. And I love how I can make people's skin crawl a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
amazing.
It's like you could just see it in the room. The whole tone of the room, the atmosphere is just so like haywire. You know what I mean? And the whole time I'm giggling in my head because I'm like, this is the reaction that I wanted from y'all. Look at y'all. You're all like ballerinas. You're all on your tippy toes right now. And I'm over here just like, I'm as dandy as I can ever be.
The worst thing that you could do to like an instigator is not fall prey to the puppet strings.
Yeah.
You know, that like really irritates them people. Like they want a reaction, but when you give them none, like this is what I'm saying. Like I don't want to be a part of your play.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to. You could silence me, absolutely. You could cut my head off. You can do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna willingly put strings on for you and dance like a monkey.
There you go. I'm with you on that. So let's go into a little bit more detail about your book, some specifics when it comes to the book. So let me showcase this again for you viewers out there. Also, too, there's some great artwork in here. Hopefully you get a little gander of that right there.
William Jackson, amazing. He did amazing work.
Shout out to William Jackson. Show you another one here. Really put some time and effort into it. Again, look at this amazing cover as well. So specifically, Frederick, what I want to talk about is your lead, or basically the title poem for the book. And there's 3 specific parts. I'm going to go ahead and read them. And maybe you can, for the viewers, give some understanding of what it means.
Of course.
So the first one is, I'm insignificant, you're insignificant. To put it into perspective, a bee is more significant. What do you mean by that?
Human beings, because we have built coliseums and we have like this structure of law and we have homes and families and we can communicate and we can accelerate particles. We've become like vain. We've become extremely vain. And honestly, if the bees go, who's pollinating the world? You know what I mean?
Wow.
So basically, I wrote it as like a humbling thing. Like you gotta stop this. You have to go back to earth. You know what I mean? You have to get off this high horse thinking that you are a species that has like all these things going for them when we don't. I mean, at any moment, these nations can just start throwing nuclear weapons and we'll be, in a dystopian nightmare, you know? I do believe that bees are way more significant than the human being. And I know it's a little crazy to say, but I mean, the human species, I believe, is like a locust. I think all we do is consume and destroy. And the few people that are like helping and caring and everything, they're few and far between.
Unfortunately, yeah. And I agree too. It's like it you try to make life as best as you can, and it's unfortunate that we live in a world where like there's so many obstacles, there's so many things that we have to contend with on an everyday basis, and then on top of that, just the things that's happening around the world. It's easy to just be kind of like, to your point, how people get a little bit big-headed. They put themselves on this pedestal, thinking they're doing something special, and it's like sometimes being humble and understanding in the scope of things how insignificant we can be. You know what I mean? Compared to like things we don't actually think about on a normal day basis. Like in this case, you used the example of a bee. But if you really broke down like what a bee does, the colony, the things.
You need the bees, man. Save the bees. Save the bees.
It's like, you know, it kind of puts you in perspective of you as a person. Like, am I really doing something that's really like that monumental?
When I wrote that, I thought about if we lost 2 million people, yeah, that would be a travesty. Mm-hmm. But the world wouldn't really be impacted. Yeah. If we lost 2 million bees, we would have famine. Yeah. And point. Like, I don't even know. Like, scientists really don't really. They say it, but they don't really know the devastation that would actually cause. People mow their lawns, like, and it's been like they have it like in Texas and everything, where you're supposed to have like this pristine, nice cut lawn, like perfect in every single way. Mm-hmm. I mean, people do that all across America. They cut their lawns, but I mean that's not what you're supposed. And they rake their leaves. Like the bees hibernate underneath the leaves. So for this like concept of, oh, I'm being a good person by cutting my grass and everything, you're actually killing your planet by being vain.
Wow, that's a pretty unique way of looking at it. Let's move on to the second part, and I'm going to go ahead and read it for you viewers out there. Living in truth surrounds you in darkness. Awareness brings back your light. Can you explain that?
I can. So a lot of times in my poetry I talk about like opening up my third eye and just like kind of like evolving, and it by ascending or evolution or however you want to call it, enlightenment, I feel like I've put myself in like this sad predicament because now I'm like an existentialist / nihilist that just believes nothing. Am nothing, I believe in nothing. And with that, like you could be old and not wise. So after like having this enlightenment, I really started to like kind of like, okay, with this I gotta like figure it out. And that's where awareness comes back. Because I was in darkness, because yeah, I was enlightened, I was an enlightened human, but now I'm enlightened, but now I have awareness. So I wanted to bring back, because I was in like a really dark place because of enlightenment. Like, what's the saying? Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss, huh?
So, I was, I'm sorry, this one's a hard one. But, so ignorance is bliss. So, when I started getting like enlightened and seeing the world around me and starting to like really, really look at like the whole thing and really digging deep, looking behind the veil, I started getting really, really depressed in a really dark place. Because I started like, okay, well, this is meaningless. Like this whole thing, everything that I do, everything that, Like, I was happier when I was ignorant, and I didn't. But with more awareness and understanding, I really started to, like, uplift myself.
And that's great. And I could resonate with that because there was a time period in my life where, like, I didn't deserve happiness because of all the things I've done prior. I hurt so many different people. I've broken so many different relationships. I hurt myself physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. You start going down that rabbit hole. And then once I started going deeper in the rabbit hole, I started feeling more comfortable being down there. So at the same time as I'm kind of scratching and crawling to make my way out of it, after a while I kind of just allow myself to just slide more and more down because it's just like, well, I guess this is what I deserve. You know, I'm not a religious person, but I do believe in karma. I do believe if you do good, at some point in time, good is going to come back around to you. If you do bad, you're just going to be stuck in limbo, as it were, and things are just not going to work out for you. And it seemed like I got to a point where, like, you know, I deserve that. Not that I'm like this homicidal maniac, but with a lot of your viewers and probably with yourself, Frederick, I've done a lot of things that I regret. A lot of things that I wish I had that insight, that awareness at that time to not do that. Or I don't give a damn type of attitude and just go with the flow. And through this awareness that you're talking about and enlightenment and actually expanding my horizons to start really looking at different things at a different angle and getting a more better understanding of myself, to know that, you know what, I have done wrong in the past, but I deserve to be happy. I have gone through this transition where I'm redeeming myself. And unfortunately, with the people that I hurt, some of them to this day still haven't forgiven me. Hopefully that day will come, you know, but at the same time, I'm moving in the right direction. Mentally, I'm better. I'm not damaging myself. I'm not hurting the people around me. I'm trying to be as positive and uplifting as I could possibly be. It's hard, and it's easier to be in the dark than to embrace the light.
Oh, it's easy to hate, man. It's hard to love.
Yeah.
It's hard to be happy. It's hard to find joy. But it's easy to be depressed. It's easy to hate. It's easy to fall in this, you know, in the hole. It's easy. Like, it's so easy. But uplifting and actually, like, raising the bar and finding enlightenment is extremely hard.
But I'm glad to say, Frederick, you made your way out.
I did.
I made my way out. So it's always a beautiful thing, you know. The third part, this is the one that I really resonated the most with. Again, I'll read it for you viewers. You read my thoughts, but are you even listening? Your thoughts.
Well, again, when I wrote these, I was talking to myself, and you know, like, it's just like the age-old question, like, you can read something, but are you reading it? Or you could say something, but do you truly believe it?
Yeah.
Like, I hate hypocrisy in all forms. I think if you want to hate, I think you should hate 100%. If you want to dislike someone, I think you should dislike someone 100%. If you want to be a racist, a bigot, a homophobe, I think you should be that person 1,000%. I don't think you should just kind of pretend to cater to the world, you know? And I'm not saying I am any of those things. I'm just saying, like, I hate hypocrisy. I think you should be who you are, and that's it. 1,000% of the time.
I couldn't have said it any better. I'm totally with that. You know, how can somebody really respect you and appreciate who you are as a person if you're not honest within yourself first? How good are you to the next person if you're not right within yourself first, right? Like, I'm all about just, like, pretty much like I don't know if you want to call it a motto or just something that I live by, is that I'd rather be stabbed in the face than in the back, because at least I see that coming.
Yeah.
You know, so I treat people the same way. And a lot of times you get like, oh, you're rude, you're kind of an a-hole, I don't like you, I don't like, you know what I mean? Like they be very vindictive and venomous towards you. And it's like, when did we get to the point where honesty and transparency is a sin? Like, I'm being real as possible. This is me. And the fact that you can't appreciate somebody who's being as real as possible with you, there's no filter. This is what you see is what you get. But you rather be in like this fantasy world, right?
Yeah.
And be surrounded by people who are blatantly fake.
I hate blatantly
Or,
fake.
you know, a hypocrite, as you were saying.
So basically what I was saying to myself was, you know, you're writing these stuff, don't fall back into the human trap. Like, truly ascend. If you're going to crystallize and become the Mothman and lose your mortal coil, like you no longer want to be a part of Earth, you want to be whatever I am, I don't know. But if you're going to be that, you be that. You don't sidetrack, you don't, you know, waver, you stay to what you're writing and you believe every word of it.
I'm with that. And I think bringing it back to like, we're talking about your book and just talking about writing in general, I think that's what makes the mark of a great writer. If how honest you are within your writing. You know, it's important to bring your identity into it as well. But hopefully the reader, when they're reading it, for you guys out there who are aspiring to be authors, that's some of like the best advice that we can give you. Is that if you really want people to really be in tune to what you're writing, just be as honest and transparent and as true to yourself as you could possibly be in your writing, because people are not stupid. They can kind of see between the lines if they can see the hypocrisy and so forth and so on. So Frederick, as we discussed earlier, happy accident. Somebody end up reading your material, end up submitting it to Rebecca Baum. Again, shout out to Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
With Blue Jade Press. So, what was it about Blue Jade Press that convinced you that they were the right publisher for you?
Honestly, I had like really no part in it. They kind of like sent my my student was like, yeah, just put it down in like a manuscript form, and I didn't have any titles for any of the work.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a big thing, and so she sent that and then Blue Jade Press gave me the contract, and I spoke to Rebecca on the phone. I thought she was amazing, still do, and I was like, you know what, let's rock. Like,
awesome,
you know,
and definitely with Rebecca, you guys seen her on the show. She's amazing and excellent at what she does. All her authors have had a measure of success with their books, and I'm glad to have a partnership with her. So again, for you guys out there, they're aspiring to be an author, don't know what to do if you want to do self-publishing versus going to a publishing firm.
I don't think I could have got this far without Rebecca.
Yeah. I mean, she's totally helpful. So definitely check out Blue Jade Press. Check out their website. They'll definitely help you through the whole course. You can see Frederick is a prime example of somebody at first wasn't even meant to be a published author, and now he is sitting here with us as a published author, all because of Rebecca. Oh, and also shout out to your student as well.
Oh yeah, Samantha, she was fantastic.
Yes, definitely shout out to her, and we're glad that you were looking over this man's shoulders so that this guy got his stuff submitted, so we got to check out his book. So Frederick, we're at the tail end of this great interview. So, for our viewers out there, what advice would you give to someone who desires to speak the truths through their writing?
Be honest and transparent. Like, if you want to write pain, then write pain. If you want to write happiness, write happiness. Like, don't ever hold yourself back. Literally, shoot for the moon.
Couldn't have said it any better. Definitely for you guys, don't hold back. You got a thought in mind. I'm all about that. I feel like everybody has a talent, an ability. You owe it to yourself to explore it and see what comes out of it, you know? And especially when it comes to, like, we're talking about writing and talking about your books and stuff. It's just a great medium where people can read it. So many great authors that I read, and I'm reading their work. And it's like, not only do I pick apart certain things where, like, I can be a better writer, but also, too, sometimes I get into that mode when I read, like, certain excerpts out of your book, Frederick, where it was just like, did he write this for me? Like, is this man in my head somehow, some way? Telepathy's going on, Professor X type thing going on over here, where he's reading my thoughts. Because sometimes I felt like reading certain portions of your book, it was like you were actually talking to me, as if we're having a conversation here. And I think that's a beautiful thing. If any reader gets to read your book and kind of be like, man, like, I thought I was the only one going through this.
I always get the question, what is your favorite from the book? And I'd like to answer that. It would be Climbing August Mountains is my favorite poem in the book.
Okay. So definitely check that out. You need to get the book. We're going to get to that in a second. But last but not least, Frederick, what's new on the horizon? You have anything new?
Honestly, I've been working 7 days. I do have some new stuff that I've been writing. I don't know what's on the horizon.
I mean, is it possible we get another book out of you?
It is possible. But again, I don't want it to be rushed. This took me 4 years to write this. Of just kind of like just my thoughts, and again, they were thoughts to myself. But it is a 4-year deal, so I don't want to rush things. I would like to come out with something, but I don't want it to be forced. You know, the sequel curse.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
If this is my magnum opus, then I love it. I couldn't be more happier with it.
I mean, we're hoping it's not, Frederick.
Yeah.
We want another book out of you. But I feel what you're saying. Don't rush it. Don't rush the process. But hopefully we're going to keep our fingers crossed here. And hopefully you'll be able to put out another book. Again, let me showcase this for you guys out there. Please get it. Lampshades for Mothmen. Say it with me now. Lampshades for Moth. Get the book, please. Stop acting like you don't know. Do it right now after you view this video. Just go. Matter of fact, where can you get the book?
Amazon.
Amazon.com. Come on, you're already doing a bunch of shopping on there anyway, so you might as well put this in your cart. Stop playing around. If you want to also get some more information, check out www.bluejadepress.com. There's some information on there about Frederick as well, as he's a feature author there. But definitely go to Amazon and get this book. You're not going to be disappointed. This is a great body of work. It's very retrospective. It's very deep. It's very thoughtful. You're going to get so much out of this book. So please, don't make me come hunt you down. All right. Well, anywho, Frederick, I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you so much.
This was delightful. Great interview. I appreciate that you allow me to kind of pick your brain a little bit.
Oh, please do. Pick away.
And, yeah, again, check out the book. Again, it's Lampshades for Mothmen. It's on Amazon. Do yourself a favor and get it. You know who it is. It's Zeus Cruz of Olympian Multimedia, presenting you with another segment of A Word with the World. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will check you next time.